This story informs us how a dog changed to a tamed animal. Yes, the dog that we have nowadays was once a wild animal. How a dog changed from wild animal to a tamed animal is there in the story. So let me discuss the story.
Dogs were once their own masters and lived the way wolves do, in freedom, until a dog was born who was ill pleased with this way of life. He was sick and tired of wandering about by himself looking for food and being frightened of those who were stronger than he. He thought it over and decided that the best thing for him to do was to become the servant of one who was stronger than anyone on earth, and he set out to find such a master. He walked and he met a kinsman of his, a big wolf who was as strong as he was fierce. "Where are you going, dog?" the wolf asked. "I'm looking for someone to take up service with. Would you like to be my master, wolf?" "I don't see why not," the wolf said. And this agreed upon, the two of them went on together. They walked, and all of a sudden the wolf lifted his nose, sniffed, darted quickly off the path and into the bushes and crept deeper into the forest. The dog was much surprised. "What's come over you, master?" he asked. "What has frightened you so? Can't you see? There's a bear out there, and he might eat up both of us, you and me." 5. Seeing that the bear was stronger than the wolf, the dog decided to take up service with him, and he left the wolf and asked the bear to be his master. The bear agreed to this readily and said, "Let us go and find a herd of cows. I'll kill a cow and then we can both eat our fill." They walked on and soon have a herd of cows. But just as they were about to come up to it, they were stopped by a terrible noise. The cows were mooing loudly and running in a panic in all directions. The bear looked out from behind a tree, and then he too ran hastily deeper into the forest. "Now, why did I have to come here?" said he to the dog. "It is the lion who rules the forest in these parts." "The lion? Who is he? Don't you know? He is the strongest beast on earth." "Well, then I'll say goodbye to you, bear. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth." And off the dog went to ask the lion to be his master. The lion agreed to it, and the dog stayed with him and served him for a long, long time. It was a good life, and he had nothing to complain of, for there was no stronger beast in the forest than the lion, and no one dared touch the dog or offend him in any way. But one day the two of them were walking side by side along the path that ran amid bare cliffs when all of a sudden the lion stopped. He gave a great roar and struck the ground angrily with his paw with such force that a hole formed there. Then he began to back away very quietly. "What is it, master? Is anything wrong?" asked the dog, surprised. "I smell a man coming this way," the lion said. "We'd better run for it or we will be in trouble." "Oh, well, then I'll say goodbye to you, lion. I want a master who is stronger than anyone on earth." And off the dog went to join the man, and he stayed with him and served him faithfully. This happened long, long ago, but to this day the dog is man's most loyal servant and knows no other master.
After listening to the story, let's understand it. In olden times, dogs were just like wolves and were forest dwellers. They were bold, free, and were not afraid of anyone. They were their own masters. Then one day, a dog who was sick and was scared of other strong animals decided to look for a master who was the strongest on this earth. To find his master, he began his search. And first of all, he met a big wolf. He asked him if he would like to be his master. The wolf accepted him as a servant. Both of them started walking, and on the way, they met a bear. The wolf tried to hide himself as soon as he noticed the bear. On inquiring the reason, the dog came to know that the wolf considered the bear to be stronger than him. On this, the dog felt that his choice of master is not correct. He left the wolf and joined the bear. Very soon, the dog found that the bear was afraid of the lion. The dog immediately left him and went to the lion. The lion agreed to accept him as his servant. The dog lived with him happily for a long time as he enjoyed a secure and happy life the way he wanted. The lion was the strongest animal in the forest. Once, both of them were strolling amongst the rocks on a narrow path. Suddenly, the lion saw a man and he asked the dog to run away with him to avoid any trouble. As soon as the dog realized that the man was the strongest creature on the earth, he said goodbye to the lion as well. Dog came to the man as his servant and lived as a faithful servant to him then after. So, friends, I hope this story is clear. We saw how a dog who enjoyed all the freedom and was his own master one day got sick of being scared and searching for food all alone. So he decides to find a new master. He met a wolf. Then he thought that the wolf is the strongest, but realized that he was not the strongest. Then he accepted a bear as his master. Later, he found that the bear was not the strongest. He was afraid of the lion. Then the dog changed his choice. He went to the lion and spent a good time in his company, but also realized that the lion was himself afraid of the man. And finally, he chose man to be his master.